position. The paranoia not really there to do too much. Shazam also can't get too much either. So nicely done here to capitalize on their advantage. And as I said, you can never really give it. And 100 Thieves didn't. They just held their positions. They gave Sentinels the respect. They didn't try to like run through spawn to hunt for kills. They made it as hard as possible.
It was kind of a quick shock and awe to start. And they knew the pressure they created, as you were saying. I like that. And 100 Thieves choose to do it that way. Quick in it to the garage. A phantom second round for Asuna. They are feeling it. They want to quickly run through. No, nothing left up to chance. You can see Asuna shaking it off, getting ready for what could be a big round. Switches over to the Vandal, says, nah, it's going to be one shots.
Yeah, there's already a lot to talk about with Asuna and his playstyle. But we have Dicey here, making his way down shorts. So it looks like they want to go for the full A aggression. They use the drone to clear the close positions, all the standard stuff that you would want to expect to see. As we talked about before, the pistol rotation is really quick. But again, they are just on pistols, and 100 Thieves pulling no punches straight in there to do the damage. And one point I want to just add in here as a bit more flavor is that the last time these two teams played this map, both Shazam and Dicey on the Jets respectively had very quiet games. So I'm quite curious if there is something that's been discussed to allow Dicey and Shazam to get into the game more on Jet. We'll have to see how that pans out, but that's just something to bear in mind.
See this flawless by Prime Gaming once again here. Dapper trying to do what he can to end it, but it just wasn't going to work with a classic. But again, those save rounds. And Sinatra's Odin coming out. They Sentinels and again saved down to classics, so they made sure not to buy anything so they can get fully con looking into round 3. And we'll see what they can do. Nitro still going for that ghost. Oh, he got a bulldog for himself. Expected.
So I like the aggressive dark cover at the end of a lobby there. That's really important because it does create issues if the Sentinel side, or rather 100 Thieves decided to go for pressure towards A. They have to flash through that. They have to use something to make it safe or wait it out. They've decided to wait it out. And of course, they lost Asuna early on towards that C orb. And that's something that you're going to probably see both of these teams trying to work for in the slower rounds when they're playing this attack. Try to work that A lobby pressure, try to work that C orb, and keep, try to understand exactly what the setup is for the other team before you commit into your play. And we can see here, as things reset a little bit, pressure towards A. 100 Thieves don't have much info at this point, or rather, sorry, Sentinels on defense don't have much info. They're playing very far back, and 100 Thieves gather up for that C hit.
And one of the thing I like to point out is a dicey spot. Obviously, he's pushing through, but being that far down as he gets taken out, being that far down gives you a good idea of footsteps as well on the defensive side of the map. So playing a little default there, but couldn't get the late flank on. A lot of the teams have not been rotating early here in the later stages of first strike. They want to be sure that spike gets planted. Now we see the rotation over. And with just a few members, Sentinels was able to hold this strong against 100 Thieves. That's the round Sentinels was looking for. The full saves allow them to come in strong on round 3, and they'll stop the bleeding.
It is over.
Yeah, no, I love the point you made there, Riv, about Dicey moving up towards the A site. And I can just add something quickly to that as well, that another reason why that's so awesome and so strong is because as his teammates are all pushing up C, he gets that forward presence. If he gets spotted, as he did, he either wins the fight or dies, but it slows the rotation down all the way to the other side. And if, let's say, there's nobody on the A side, that's information to his team that they've already rotated, which allows him to either flank or allows his team to already disengage and reset the situation. So very critical.
Dicey on the operator. 100 Thieves still has a bit of money if they were coming off the econ or the bonus rounds. So not a problem there. Oh! That's a goosh. 49 HP onto the Odin of Sinatra as Nitro is just ramming bullets through that door. We'll try to get some info here. Leaves it up top just to see if he can get a quick peek at who's outside. 100 Thieves are really taking this slow. They want to say, hey, if Sentinels is going to peek a bit, if they'll use more utility, we can figure out. That's the default. Now they're squishing together a little bit, and it looks like this is going to be a primary A take.
Yeah, we can see from the trips early as well, there's that one that's still there for the attackers on the C-long flank, so they were always going to go for this A push. We'll see how far they can get. Right now, there's not that much info for Sentinels to know about this. Zoms is going to spot it, though. The drone, now they definitely know what's going on. All the ultimates coming through. The run it back will get taken down. Still holding on to that short position. This is not looking too... Oh, no! Sentinels caught out with the pistol in hand. However, Sick able to answer back with that Phoenix. Out goes the curveball. I think it was consumed by that dark cover, though. Using the wall, trying to prevent his opponents from gaining space onto the site, give his team a way in. But unfortunately for him, Nitro has the lineup through the smoke, and it's starting to look very difficult for Sentinels to get back in, especially now that Dicey's able to lay down the fire, the shock dart to finish it off from Hiko, and that was a beautiful finish for 100 Thieves.
Man, what a retake there, or a hit, I should say, onto that A site. Here we see Zoms come up, and it looks like he fumbled a little bit there, went to shoot, must have hit, returned a weapon, and found himself on a different weapon. Sick, however, picks it up, and that's when it became the scramble, DDK. This shot here from Nitro, can't ask for more when that happens. And that really starts to switch the round up. So 100 Thieves feeling pretty good here as they start to go back and forth in rounds, but make sure that back and forth is when Sentinels shouldn't be winning a second round. Here it's going to be another A play to start off.
Yeah, really heavy presence here on this default for 100 Thieves towards this A side of the map here. Zoms, he's not actually been spotted, I don't think. They're going to check for it, but he hits the shot. Better angle, and he's got the shot indeed. The trade comes through, and typically this will favor the attackers in this 4v4. Loads of time in the round remain to play the defenders for fools in terms of rotating. They've got to make some concessions. They can't watch everything, so a good in-game leader can abuse this position very well. And you can see Nitro, he's found a completely open B site. They can play this a lot to their advantage.
Ooh, ring around the rosy with the drone. Does he know he's there? There's just enough of an angle. He might be able to model him in a second. Yes, he can, and he takes down Sinatra. Nitro, ever so good at creeping around the map. Seen to the right, and that's going to be a trade from Shazam in lower sewers as Sick gets a nice shot onto Nitro. That was the 1v1 they needed in B. We're going to see a bit of a switch up here. Hiko and the rest down in sewers. What can they do?
Great recovery so far from Sentinels, and Shazam, you got to give it to him, holding down that short position. Nice shot on the defense of the site, ready for the trade is Sick, and Sentinels will clinch this one. And my word, you have to... that was just such a great round. This is one of the reasons why I love Haven. It creates a lot of situations in these pro matches where there's always an answer for something. Something went poorly for the beginning for Sentinels. They were able to find an answer. And 100 Thieves make another play that puts them in a bad position. There's still time to play position to find an answer. That play from Nitro should have been what sealed the deal, but Sentinels, they handled that very well.
Shazam feeling it after these, has his operator. And I'm sure the rest of the team is coming through with that. Sinatra actually with the Ares this round. Gonna see what he can do. I was like, wait, no, and it's a little bit smaller, but he still wants to be able to get these spam plays in. He feels like he has that potential to waste someone's armor, get in a spot, back up, create pressure from a spot elsewhere on the map. He also does have his ult, so you want to keep that up, but he's gonna go ahead and fire it down C. Does he get the shot necessary? And Asuna once again on the forefront of the squad, and he's gonna find the opening kill of the game as Hiko answers back with his own Hunter's Fury.
Great cover, though, from Dicey with that operator from C-Long. Allows the spike to be planted. Forward, slightly forward position for Zoms. This is going to have to be everything here for his team. Shazam will be following him, but Zoms has to be able to find a way to cut off vision and to clear the space and get the frags. But here comes the lurk. I don't think they don't have the ability to worry about the lurk as well as everything else. It's just too much to handle. Shazam with a whiff, but it wouldn't have really mattered. The trade was ready to go. And that's going to be another round to 100 Thieves. Looking pretty good right now. 4-2.
Now pressure's on Sentinels. Can they again go punch for punch and just throw the economy for a loop that's occurring in this game? I think 100 Thieves still have a few extra dollars in their pocket, depending on how that utility is coming in and going out. They can still bring that to a few rounds, but you can see still a little bit more there. Easy to get their guns in. 8,500 spent, and another one for Sentinels to figure out how they can drop armor or at least a few of these weapons out of the hand of 100 Thieves. Looking towards C to start things off, and it looks like a committal of the spike as well with those traps behind them. big rotate out by Steel. He's holding long here. In previous games, that was Hiko's spot to hold. Steel's now more covering the flank than being with the team. Still giving those IGL shot calls, and 6 gonna go down, as 100 Thieves says. We've been moving a lot, but not backing up to check our flanks. This round, they do catch Sentinels on an aggressive push.
Yeah, this was set up to be a huge bait this round. Again, as we mentioned in the past map, when you're playing that save round, you're looking to get aggressive. You're looking for any small amount of information to trigger a pretty big rotational push somewhere. So a lot of threat towards that C-long position. Oh, hello. Nice shot from Shazam. Has those knives out. That's a little bit dangerous. So 100 Thieves have to be cautious. They can't retrieve the gun really or protect it. So they're just going to hightail it straight to that C site. Again, you can see the site's cleared out because their presence diminished, and so the rotation was triggered, and here comes the entries. Nicely done by Asuna. However, Dap is around the corner, able to trade off one. Shazam could cause problems still with the daggers, but Nitro's quicker to the punch. And 100 Thieves will manage to convert that one. A bit dangerous. Again, it looked like they had really made it so that Sentinels would play into their hands, but again, this is that quality of these teams. Like, you can never count anybody out. The firepower is there.
It really is. That's why it becomes so surprising in some of these rounds when it just switches. Right now we're coming into round 7. We look on the other side. A few ultimates in place for Sentinels, but not ones that are really going to change the round unless Zombs can really get under the skin of Sentinels. 100 Thieves stacked up on that Blade Storm. Asuna's run it back as well, and that could be detrimental to this next gun round of the side of Sentinels. See how they set up defense here? Looks like they'll cross the map, but still give Sinatra a little bit more to start off in Garage to make sure that's not an initial rush coming from 100 Thieves. They were right that it would be. Here comes Asuna's run it back. Can he ever miss? Dinks and hits from Hiko and Asuna in Garage as they file and take down Sinatra. And will they be able to keep going? I think the pressure they created there is good enough for them, and they'll slow roll this until they find more members of Sentinels.
Dap is able to spot what's going on there, seeing that there's a split attempt into the C site. The rotation can start to come in, but it definitely feels like Sentinels are at a disadvantage. But that frag from Sick, and Dap is still holding onto the site. Huge neural theft coming through as well to get all the information as to where the players are. And it just continues to get better here for Sentinels. We talked about hitting shots, and that's absolutely what's happening for them. Steel and Hiko left alive against 3 players. Nice catch from Steel, looking to see if he can find where the body originated from as he plays inside of the cage. The mind games start to play out here as Steel is suggesting that maybe he's pushing further.
30 seconds
Holds position, has to hit every shot at this point. They need to get the spike down. They have 20 seconds to do it. And Sick is unrelenting. He cannot be stopped here. Beautiful round from Sick.
Beautifully, beautifully done, as you said. I don't think that there's any way to stop this guy once he gets going. We saw it last time on the sky, coming up big in the back of the site. And there's always a member of Sentinel, that's doing this. And they're taking 1 or 2 down on a site. When I used to play a while ago, we would tell each other on our team, hey, take 2 down, your job is done. Don't even worry about it. Like, it's cool if you go down. And they are applying that pressure even more so by taking down 4 at a time. But really making it happen here. Sentinels staying with it, looking to try and make this an equal 6 and 6 half, but they got some work to do.
Yeah, we got a really fast play there, straight into the B side. Often a favorite when you have a buy like this. The Stinger, once again, Asuna so good at getting those opening kills, but there's the follow-up from Dicey. Pulls out the Blade Storm. Shazam picks him out of the air with the Operator, and Sick again. I mean, whatever Asuna shows, we have an answer from Sick that's equally as savage and dangerous. As Hiko tries to hold with the shock darts there, and Nitro creeping in on the flank. He's so good at this. Able to get one, but the trade is through, and now it's all on Hiko's shoulders, but it's just not enough left in the tank for that as Shazam finishes him off, and this was a particularly great round from him, actually. So hard to deal with these fast pushes on B on rounds where there's these Stingers active.
Yeah, I did not expect that much aggression to come out instantly in the retake. Beautifully done. I love what Sick did on his way in here. Flashing left, going the other way. You don't see this very often for Phoenixes, but it's such a cheeky little way to make sure you get in and your opponent is really worse for the wear.
Yeah, he's really insane right now. Sick is. I thought that Asuna just looks so good. He's creating, and Asuna creates so much space for his team, and he hits the most insane shots. But then Sick just does more incredible things, and it's really hard to understand how that's possible sometimes, but 5-4 in favor of 100 Thieves. We'll have to see if Sentinels mix anything up here on this defense. They have presence on short A, and we have Shazam creeping up. He might find a timing. There you go, as Asuna goes down, dashing out of danger. Zombs can fall back as well. They have the advantage, gets the tag through the wall as well, and Sick finishes it off. Beautiful start here for Sentinels.
Sentinels know now to take down 100 Thieves. They have to play with something on their mind. They got to get info early. Whether Shazam saw something there or not, the team gets info, but he picks up a kill to make it even better. They do lose him, but Zoms is able to trade that one back, and he goes down to the hands of Hiko, but it's Dapper's right there. Playing as a team, Sinatra follows up with the last one as well, and they are all there to help each other out. Sentinels really starting to jive on this one, and it seems like 100 Thieves is having trouble getting to the sites now.
Yeah, I think this might be the first time that Shazam's actually gone for that push. He found such a good timing, and it's partly because we haven't seen huge A pressure. When we have, there hasn't been those kind of automatic cages at the beginning of the round, which allows Shazam more information to know that he's able to make those pushes safely, especially, of course, being Jet, having the dash available. Yeah. So really good game sense there, and he's mixing up his position, playing on top of B. And, I mean, this is really smart. The last time there was a buy like this is exactly what happened. 100 Thieves try to barrel through to that B side at the beginning of the round.
Well, he's ready for it, obviously. And the way he plays it, too, like you said, switching it up. He's not just going short and the default and then dashing to quickly go long and take a shot, right? Long push. They expect him to be short, and he's just playing inside their heads right now. So Shazam doing a great job. Has the Blade Storm as well if the operator does not come up big in these next few rounds for the side of Sentinels. So they're looking great. 100 Thieves, as you said, on that save here. And you called it, DDK. The fact that they went B last time, they found no one defending, meant they could walk in. But Shazam changes that on this round.
Oh, there could be a punish here. Indeed, Dicey picks out the punish, and that's the guy that you want to collect the operator. That might actually allow a chance here. Nice shock dart for Sinatra to finish one off. Steel, they're dying in the C long cubby. And the rotation comes through now for 100 Thieves. They can play off of Dicey, having that forward position with the operator. And again, very scary actually for the Sentinel side. They have to coordinate this one. They can't know exactly which angles Dicey is going for. He could also be on an elevated angle too, and Sinatra's just a wide swing him with that Odin, almost looking like a comical peak there. And Dicey now switches his attention towards A Link. He's doing it all right now.
Oh, and he hits the shot too. Zom's shoulder ripped off there. The 3K for the operator. Hiko's going to find the side of Sick here, and it's just a roundabout now for Dapper as he goes back and forth in this cat and mouse with so many members. Thrifty for 100 Thieves as they come out big in round 11.
Last round before the half.
You can't count any team out, or either of these teams out on any round. You said it before, DDK. Everything changes so fast here, and the operator comes up big in this one.
Yeah, just what a great, plays a lot thrifty here from the 100 Thieves side. Dicey really doing so much work, and they were playing. I mean, we saw a great setup for Sentinels. They were playing an A retake. It made every amount of sense, but just again, those timings, those small timings can mean the difference, a world of difference. Speaking of which, we get an instant Hunter's Fury there. Big A lobby push coming through. Behind that, that's a Sentinel special. And we're going to see that the attack is ready, though, on the C site for 100 Thieves. So this might actually not be too bad. But that said, the frags are coming here. The knives are coming for everybody from Shazam. Still alive and doing that damage, pulling out the operator, the pistol. It doesn't matter. Shazam has your number. Speaking of numbers, as Asuna, he's got all of the damage. And he's in a 1v2. Riv, he's got a lot of time for this, and it's going to be hard to predict exactly where he's going to be.
Almost crossing the eyesight there of Sick. It's going to be a curveball around the corner. He just got out of the way. That box is deadly to stand behind, easily spammable, and he makes sure to get out of that position. He needs to find the other one. He was hoping to see at least two faces there for a moment. 45 seconds on this, so he's got a bit of time to heal himself up. And the utility to make it happen. I think now he knows where both of them are. That actually helps him out greatly. Wow, Asuna could really start to play this one slow. He knows he's going to have to probably get a transfer
30
fire
seconds
down
left.
now on this shot, DDK. That could have been some very big information for him. But an Odin, this could be tough. He could get cut in half right here, and it's going to be sick that takes him down from the top of the box. It was always going to be a tough one, but it started inching his way ever so
Switching
slightly
sides.
until it didn't.
Yeah, and the positioning, understanding the timings, they can play anti-flash there and make it really impossible where one player's turned away, the other player's on the angle, so that if a flash comes, you know, you're never going to have someone, like both players being blind. So good basics, but we're going to go into second half, 6-6, and again, if you're just joining us, we had this is map 2. 100 Thieves managed to win in overtime the first map, Icebox. And this is the map that in the previous series between these two teams that 100 Thieves won 13-10. So we do edge them slightly on Sentinels, but I feel like that doesn't really come into play in a situation like this.
And Sentinels picked Icebox, right? So 100 Thieves is able to come up with the win on that first map. 100 Thieves pick Haven, which interested me as well, or I should say was interesting, because they have a 71% win rate on that, while Sentinels has an 80%. Super close, and I think we're seeing that right here. But still, they get bind next, which is 100 Thieves. So if they could come out even really strong on this and play on the mentality, the momentum against Sentinels, they could already have this sealed up. But you could never say that when you're still watching. It's going to be 6-6 here as we start this second half, and not too many big buys to come through, just the ghosts. And that comes up big for Dapper as he starts this one off. The trade towards the back of the site as Hiko answers again in a flurry of kills from both sides. The 3v2 with an incredibly low Dapper and even dead Dapper. Now just Shazam.
That Frenzy as well doesn't quite have that one-tap potential that you might be looking for of a Ghost. So he's going to have to get creative here. We'll have to wake out the recon darts unless... Well, never mind. I have to say, you know, honorable mention out to Steel. The Galaxy Brain plays on his Cypher. The little setup that he has around the garage position. You know, we saw that highlight yesterday between him and Nitro. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve as to how to manage very difficult scenarios. Yeah, and you can see it. Like, he's in the cage. He's able to just about dodge the hot hands. Finds the timing through as the vision's also gained. And he's able to hold this. And he's close range with the Classic. That's a one right click away. And they're trying to set themselves up. And there comes the Shock Dart to support. It's just a beautiful setup there from 100 Thieves.
Shock darts galore. I love seeing how it's playing between the two Sovas this game. Sinatra and Hiko quite well at those respective agents as it's straight into the site. Shazam says plant in the smoke. Everybody is now defending from window, and this becomes tough if you don't have control of that. And we'll see if 100 Thieves can take it back. Sentinels have their work cut out. Just going to be classics here. And I think they wanted the money. We continuously see if they lose first round, super save, all classics all around. So they can get a lot of bank on the next one. Let's see this retake and what they can take away from 100 Thieves.
Shock Dart there to
That's good.
defend the spike. That's going to create some problems. You go to defend. And this is getting a little bit awkward. The Paranoia gets sent through as well. They're quite exposed. They have to go beyond the smoke into the choke point. The weapons are doing the damage, but there you go. The defuse comes through whilst all of that is happening, and it's quite awkward. It feels a little bit stronger than it is sometimes getting that forward plant, but it was an eco, so I think they're pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to use too much util to get it back. I thought they were going to be dropping more guns, though. Super surprised. But obviously, 100 Thieves the same. Well, we want money, too. We'll get some frags. Looking around at those frags right now. Everybody doing quite well. Zom's having some trouble this game, but doing what he can as controller. Never being on the bottom doesn't matter. You're going to see what he did throughout the game. And second half here can usually be where you just get so many frags. Dicey's going to start that off. First blood of the round goes to him. And it looks like they're going to push in to see if they can catch that up on reload. It's not going to happen, but gaining ground is the name of the game here. Sick doesn't think there'll be a peak immediately, but when isn't Dicey in your face with the operator? And now they're a few more numbers short on what would have been this slow A take for Sentinels.
And they got Hiko at the beginning of the round. They made the play for the ultimate orb, so he has the Hunter's Fury ready if it's needed, but it might not be needed at this point. Dicey's doing such a good job. He's at close quarters now with that operator, and he'll go down. A nice double on the entry from Sentinels as they vie for control of this A site, and it looks like they'll be successful. 2 versus 3 now here for Sentinels to defend the spike. Shazam alive with the operator. He's been fantastic so far, but Steel's coming in on that flank already in the short position. Zoms, the timing could be very bad for him here if he's not careful, and indeed Steel will find a better timing, but Shazam still alive, swaps out for the Vandal. Cloudburst to try to reposition here, cut off some vision, try to work these angles, find the 1v1s, but it's Steel to get the kill. And then it is, the defuse for 100 Thieves. And, I mean, that was pretty close, given how well Dicey started off that round, and the fact that it forced Hiko to burn the Hunter's Fury. It didn't end up being too bad there.
And you see actually a good amount of priority there as we rewatch the round. 2 covering Hiko to get the ult door. The bomb spike half defused right there by Steel, so Hiko could get the ult. So they're really prioritizing his ability to not have to be at a spike site, able to take control again. You'll see them consistently waiting for his darts to come back up because they have such good clear potential on the Haven site. So you can watch a lot of focus from 100 Thieves on that and getting that ult priority up for Hiko.
And we are getting that consistent cage from Sentinels.
Cover going out.
On the A lobby position to suggest that cross to keep that option open to make 100 Thieves worry. Now, there's the dash forward for the plants. Nitro is going to easily drop down and prevent that from happening. Just wants to delay. He knows he's going to die in that position, but it might have been we'll have to see how it actually ends up, favoring either team. Six able to trade. He's picked up a Phantom. We know how dangerous he is. He's got the curveballs ready to go as well, and Sentinels are at a man advantage at this point. They started off with worse weaponry, but now it's looking really good for them.
Oh, just misses that shot. Almost able to take down Sinatra. Asuna's going to be able to take out Sick, and it's just a scatter right now. I love this. A little bit of around the world here coming in from Sentinels. They go straight to B, then all the way through to C as Dicey finds Sinatra a few too many peeks before they get themselves in contact positions. And this could look dangerous. Dapper's just kind of hanging out. They know it's going to be tough, but all the kills from Zoms! Could it be another one? The curveball hits him right in the eyes, and it is going to be enough. Beautifully done there.
That's so insane! Zoms, what a hero with the play there. That's so beautiful to see. The clutch moment there from Red Bull, and it is crazy. You think that he's done here. He goes for the continuation spray. It's desperate, but the jumping classic, the double dink coming through for Zoms. And that's a steal and a half.
Oh my word. The amount of room he had to defuse the flash from his vision was perfect. Those left strafes right behind bomb default in C. And he found himself coming up with the win on that one. A big push. Sinatra gets taken down as Asuna again goes firing on all cylinders straight down C. Dinks Zoms to help take his armor away. And now 100 Thieves have quite a bit of information. But it is a creep in here by Dapper and Shazam. And Dapper triggers the trap.
Yeah, Steel actually had to activate the camera there because he's not sure if that's just one player or multiple players. So he needs to have that information. And, you know, Sentinels now sitting on this A side. They've got over a minute to play with, so they don't have to commit. But Shazam, he's going to take everything that's given, and it's 2 kills. So I think it kind of writes itself at this point. They have so many options. There's a minute to go. They've got the A side under control. They had 2 players around the mid position. They will slowly but surely ferry that spike across to the A site. It's in the hands, the capable hands of Zoms, who still has a paranoia.
Well, this flank here, Sick could be in such a big spot. I think he heard the dart go over. The team called the dart went over, which means Hiko wants to go in. Great comms by Sentinels to let Sick know he can move, and the team's already doing enough work. They take one down. I love the way to see those retakes play when all the audio cues are executed. Yeah, it was just Hiko, but Sentinels are making sure they can collapse on everything here. 9-8 as we're coming back up to a possible tie score. Guns in the hands of both teams. Let's see where they decide to go. Dicey with the operator, and it's going to be almost Phantoms across the board as Zoms has a Vandal.
Yeah, knowing that 100 Thieves are so aggressive towards the C-long position, knowing that A will be more for free, just playing off the game sense there was beautiful to see. Very smart from Sentinels. The drone up C-long in isolation, it doesn't mean too much. You can see it's clearing out some of the trips. That's really important. That's great value from the drone. Cam is still there backside. Sick's gonna pop his running back straight through. Oh, he might just catch one. Able to escape, though. Very, very close. But can he manage to escape all the way? Indeed. Still keeps himself alive, but the Hunter's Fury from Sinatra, the follow-up, is doing massive damage across the map. It's a 4 versus 5 retake here for 100 Thieves. This is going to be a tough one.
You're dead.
100 Thieves was trying to push to get the info. It just seems like Sentinels keeps working these sites too fast, taking out a few too many members. That leaves it up to Asuna. Can he make it happen? They'll run it back, or run it back going through. And now it's going to be the 4v4 DDK. Smokes start coming out, the chaos to be played. Everybody starts spamming it up, praying and spraying. Nitro comes up with 2 there as they're going to fire back through. The defuser starts to come down. The defuser is killed, and that will be all she wrote as the game is once again tied up here in our second map of this best-of-3 series, 9-9.
This is ridiculous, Rip. How many players died from spray through this one dark cover? That is unreasonable stuff there. I mean, hey, worked out for Sentinels, so I mean, honestly, most of the time when you see that situation where you have to give up the site, they put the dark cover down and you're all playing your defense of the spike from C-Long in the cubby. That doesn't usually go very well, but this time it worked out for Sentinels, and as you say, we're tied up here, and we'll get another play for the ult there for Asuna. That'll give him 2 pips of that ultimate. Really important to try to farm those if you can. And we've got a pretty aggressive play on the C-Long position. They are just with... You can see that dark cover actually gets him beyond the angle. But you can see that there's no weapons here really for 100 Thieves. They will have to be quite creative to get much value from these pistols. Asuna is the power player with that Stinger.
Let's see if he goes first. Actually going to be the rotator round. We see him in the back now, going all the way back and forth. Asuna being the floater, so he can have an impact wherever it must be needed. Toms drops Nitro as they find a push there. Info is info, but you want to have all 5 as Sentinels now are taking your A site. 100 Thieves are going to start to get a bit of a rotation on, expecting deep flank, but the way Sentinels is working here on these rounds, knowing 100 Thieves can come up with such good thrifties is important.
This is dangerous, very dangerous to trip wire. The cam, the recon dart is making it look very difficult, but in the end, Sentinels will be able to find the frags that they need. But I was really worried there, Rip. We've seen that some of those setups with the cam and the trips do a lot of damage. And with this frag from Dicey, it started to look pretty bad, but fortunately, Dapper was in position to trade out the kills.
Oh my word, these maps neck and neck so far. Probably getting an overtime again, DDK, from what we're seeing and how the econ keeps flipping back and forth here. Again, everybody fragging on both sides. A lot of the agents and players around 14 frags. Just going to show you, it is a full participation game. It's not one against the world. And that's exactly what you need coming into semifinals, because that's exactly what you're going to need against the TSM we saw that is in grand finals. We're coming into round 20 here. Can 100 Thieves bring it back to a tie and bring it to that intense round 21? 30 seconds left here on the bye to figure out what the team will want to do. We are seeing guns in the hands of both teams. Nitro just waiting to see what he might want to get in here to take aim at Sentinels for this round.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Yeah, it's looking like, once again, there's a play for Asuna from 100 Thieves on the defense to get the A-long ultimate orb. I'm not sure how close he is to it just yet. We might catch that in a moment. But that's again, very important, because that run it back can allow you to do a lot on a map like, on every map, but there's that cage. We've been seeing it consistently there from Sentinels. Again, you don't know whether or not a player has pushed past that, so you have to respect it. But, oh wow, the dash plant again. This is crazy. A full buy round. You don't expect to see this.
These are some of my favorite rounds, DDK, because it leaves so much utility in everyone's hands to retake the site, and it's chaos. Nitro all the way back to spawn. He's going to be able to help, but he has Dapper on his heels. He doesn't know it. Oh. The sneaky gets the sneaky there, and the Dapper's going to be able to take down 2, get uplink as well. The rest of Sentinels is just hitting their mark right now, DDK. And what a way to take apart 100 Thieves' strategy to get behind Sentinels. They were ready for it.
Oh, absolutely. This is the crazy round. Everyone, as you said, hitting their shots. The fact that there's a flank for Nitro's flank, some of the late flank timings that Nitro has had that we saw against T1, that actually tells tells you a lot that Sentinels are really ready for this one, and I can't emphasize enough, Riv. You don't expect on a full gun round at a timing like that where you're kind of expecting that default to keep playing out still, that there's a dash to a plant at the site. That's insane. What an insane flank from Dapper. That luck, man. That is the stuff of genius.
It really is, just knowing, understanding. The 100 Thieves, is going to be in a situation where, yeah, they maybe haven't gone aggressive yet. Let's get in their head and say if they're going super aggressive, we'll leave a few more back this round. Let's see how they continue to play through this one. Dicey with the operator, trying to work that from the top of B here. And the thing that I also love about those rounds when they're just dashing in is the Sentinels is sending a message. They're saying, hey, we think we're just going to outfight you for the rest of the round. Come and get it. It's not like they've really toyed with anyone before they get there. They're going in, getting the spike down, and knowing that they can win the round in such a hectic position.
Yeah, and again, just Sentinels finding another great timing onto the B site. If you consider that
Spike planted.
it opened up with Dicey sitting on the B site, it seems like that should be the last place you'd want to go, but they find that timing when he's rotated off, and look at how clean and coordinated the team play is here on Sentinels, holding the site down really nicely and using their utility to their advantage to secure this spike. Nitro, he's found his way in though, and he's looking to, with surgical precision, create some problems. But Dicey's going to have to just save this operator. It's so valuable. Got to be very careful here.
The jumping
Sentinels,
classic.
They're finding some crazy anti-timings right now, Riv. You know, in these last couple of rounds, they've just hit 100 Ds with the most deadly anti-timing, catching them rotating off.
I think it's super smart, and it's a great identify there that you had, because you're seeing a side be pushed here by maybe Asuna, or maybe Steel's checking something out. So if you do rush a site, you know you're not dealing with an entire team, and then they're going to have to pull back of whatever strat that 100 Thieves is trying to initiate. So I think Sentinels is doing a beautiful job reading that. Not every round, obviously. You can't just go straight to that B site and plant. But they have done it consistently enough, I think, to make 100 Thieves think now, like, how are we going to sort this out? Do we still play full retake there? Now they have a cam in the site to make sure it's a little easier, and they are going to put a Nitro right on the backside.
It's a good point, and I like the switch up here, having Dicey on top C. There's been a lot of Omen smokes that have been pretty deep, thrown by Nitro, that would have, that typically Dicey would have been able to maybe make a play against with that elevated position. It's the first time we've seen him there too. And Sentinels, you know, this is the danger of this smoke. You can get really close to the site, and with the run it back, Stick is looking to do some damage. They can't escape him. You have to fight, and that's what they'll do. Dapper with the trade onto Steel, though, and that's going to be another spike plant here on this C site for Sentinels.
They want to make a statement here. This is their game point round to bring it to map 3.
Spike planted.
I love it, DDK. They have been bringing it on both sides, and it is going to be shots from Zombs. They drop a few more. Dicey, Nitro, and Hiko all left up to keep the game alive, and it's just going to be Hiko now versus 5. It looks impossible. It is going to be impossible as Sinatra hits his 3K to bring us to map 3.
Fantastic performance once again from both teams, Riv. I mean, both of these teams are so damn close, but we talked about it before we started this game. There are these extra gears that Sentinels can find to just completely throw their opponent. And we started to see that in the last few rounds, of course, that they managed to string together, where they were able to find these amazing anti-timings that I feel like the dash plant and a full buy round, more or less, like